What's up, guys? T-Man here, and welcome back to another episode of Chasing the Championship. So, finally back with a little bit more of the Battle Spot series here, as we just had the team report go up. So, if you're interested in that, you can definitely go check that out. It's the team that I used in both Melbourne and in Brazil. So, went a little bit further into the sets on that, since it is just an update of the London team, but broke that down a little bit. And today we're going to use this pretty cool type of Bulu team that's kind of similar to what both Albert Boss and Alex Gomez used to get first and second at the Sheffield Regional Championships, but with a lot of different sets, and of course the Faramosa over the Porygon too. So we're going to get a pretty highly rated Japanese player here with a Tapu Koko, Raichu, Porygon 2, Gigalith, Ninetales, and Arcanine. So without any without two things that aren't faster than the Ninetales, unless I want to go with extreme speed from Arcanine, Ninetales should be able to get up Aurora Veil if it so pleases. We actually see two weathers, which is kind of interesting, as well as the Raichu Tapu Koko kind of combination on top of that. So let's see what we want to go with here. I think that Faramosa is probably very, very good in this matchup, and I think. Well, the problem is, like, if I want to lead Faramosa, I am Sash 4 moves, so both weathers can counteract my Focus Sash, but still might be a decent bring nonetheless. I think Tapu Bulu is actually like really, really good in this matchup. I think something like Tapu Bulu Arcanine gives us answers against a lot of the things that our opponent could lead. I definitely want to bring my own Magnezone, I think. If the Gigalith does not have Earthquake, we can kind of just wall the rest of the team with the Magnezone if we can take out the opposing Arcanine. So I'm gonna bring Nihilego to hopefully knock out the Arcanine. If that's the case, if we can get just like a Magnezone win con, that'd be great. I could have also gone for Araquanid there, but I didn't want to take an entire like slow portion of the team against a team that has a lot of options in terms of speed. Our Nihilego also carries Trick Room, so if we do get caught in one of the awkward modes here, like we are going to see the Raichu Tapu Koko, so we're going to be slower than this, and if we want to potentially like flop around with Trick Room, we can do that. Alright, so it's going to be Arcanine Tapu Bulu, so this is actually a pretty good spot, since we'll get Grassy Terrain up, which means it's not going to be doing that much damage. And I can just start firing off stuff like Wood Hammers and Flare Blitzes, so I think this is actually a pretty good start. Alright, so I think what I want to do is go for. I kind of want to Woodham the Koko here because I think that's the bigger threat of the two. Trying to think what I have in the back. The Nihilego. Nihilego's only threatened by the Raichu if it's Psyche MZ. Obviously, Psyche will do a lot of damage, but since we have a decent amount of bulk, we should be eating up Psyche for the most part. Yeah, so I'm going to throw a Flare Blitz at the Raichu, just because that'll go down from it. Whereas Tapu Koko would probably take a Flare Blitz pretty well. Alright, so Fake Out targets down Bulu, and Tapu Koko's going to go for Volt Switch. Let's see what he goes into, but regardless of what comes in, this should definitely be a knockout here on the Raichu if it's not Focus Sash. Which, given the team, I'd be very, very surprised, of course, with the two damaging Weather Setters. Alright, Arcanine does come in, so maybe the Raichu lives this now, but it's got such a low defense stat that it probably doesn't, but we'll see. If not, we're going to be doing like 80-90%. Yeah, a little bit on the low side, more like 70-ish. Alright, so I don't want to risk it with an extreme speed here, so I think I can just go for another Flare Blitz into that slot, and I think I want to switch out Tapu Bulu into Nihilego. Getting the Nihilego on the field, just start hammering away the Arcanine as soon as possible is pretty optimal. So we are a pretty bulky Arcanine as well, so I'm kind of surprised to see the Tapu Koko do that much to us. Alright, and we're going to see Gigalith come in here. Question is, what did Arcanine go for? I assume just a Flare Blitz into the Tapu Bulu slot, but you can never be too certain. Maybe he goes for something like Bulldoze, Pocket Weakness Policy, but no. So yeah, that does a decent amount of damage, and looks like he's going to be faster than us, most likely. Yeah, Flare Blitz not going to do too much to the Gigalith. Maybe get a burn, but in this situation, I think I just need to start trying to get Tapu Bulu back onto the field. Tapu Bulu and Nihilego on the field at the same time should help us deal with pretty much everything on our opponent's team. Alright. So I can potentially just go for a Power Gem into the Arcanine and switch as well, since I do have Grassy Terrain up. And I doubt he'd switch into Coco and Earthquake that, so I think I'm pretty comfortable just going for the Power Gem and switching out into Bulu. Barry also hasn't been procced on our Arcanine yet, so if we can try and keep it out of Gigalith's way so we can get that Barrier to activate, that'd be pretty nice as well. Alright. We're going to see Raichu come in here, so that's not the end of the world. He could have... no, he wouldn't stack the Raichu here. This is probably just a Rock Slide. But regardless, we should be picking up a knockout here on the Raichu. But let's see what the Gigalith went for. I guess a Rock EMG into Nihilego would be the worst case scenario. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. It could potentially target down Bulu, but I'd be pretty certain this is targeting down Nihilego. He sees that the biggest threat to his Arcanine is Nihilego, yeah, so now I have to think about how I'm going to take out the opposing Arcanine, because it's going to give me some trouble. Tapu Bulu should be able to take a Flare Blitz from it. They'll definitely take it at -1, so I think what I do is I bring in Arcanine here, get the Intimidate onto the Gigalith, and it's just in Tapu Koko, which is kind of surprising to me. Maybe he just wants to Volt Switch into the Arcanine here, so definitely a play he could go for. He could also switch out Gigalith into Arcanine as well. I'd be very surprised if Arcanine didn't come in on either of these two slots this turn, though. So, question is, which slot is it coming in on, and if it's coming in on the Koko slot, does he want to Volt Switch? Because if like we protect Arcanine, and he Volt Switches off the Arcanine, we can just Wood Hammer the Gigalith or Wood Hammer the Koko and pick up a knockout there. I think it might be in our interest just to protect the Arcanine and go for Wood Hammer into the Koko. Yeah, Gigalith is the one that switches out, so we will get the damage on Tapu Koko, which should be pretty decent. Wood Hammer at -1 with outs range should be doing around like 60%, 65, 70. Yeah, so he did Volt Switch into the Arcanine. I'm going to try and bring back the Gigalith, but yeah, this should be on like 60-ish. 50 is on the low end, which is fine. Got a little more chip damage on the Koko as well there, so that's definitely fine by me. We are now definitely in Arcanine Flare Blitz range though on the Bulu, so I think I'm going to switch out into Magnet Zone and protect Bulu. I need to start working Arcanine back onto the field. Maybe this is my win con here, is just to get a Electric Train Thunderbolt off onto the Arcanine. Yeah, Volt Switch going to target down the Magnet Zone, so Gigalith is coming back on the field. That's a positive, I think. Gigalith is still threatened by both the Magnet Zone and the Tapu Bulu, so not the end of the world. We just have to hope that he Flare Blitzed into the Bulu slot here, which he did. Okay. So Arcanine's gonna take a little bit more recoil here from, or rather, Sandstorm damage. Question is, how bulky is this Arcanine? And we'll be able to take a Thunderbolt here into Rain. I'm gonna go for it. I think it's my best play. The only problem here is I'm switching in Arcanine, which is something I think I need to do, even though Gigalith likely goes for Rock Slide in this scenario. If he goes for Flare Blitz into the Magnet Zone, I might be able to get enough chip damage on the Arcanine so that Thunderbolt will pick up a knockout. That burn could really, really hurt. So say Thunderbolt. And it will pick up a knockout, but if Rock Slide connects here, it's actually going to go for Stone Edge into the Arcanine. Potentially calling a switch here. Maybe just going for an attack with Bulu. Let's see. I mean, the burn isn't killer. We can still win the game with the burn. It's just a little bit annoying. The other thing that's going to help us is the fact that we have Biggie Berry. If we can avoid attacking into Protects here with Bulu, I think we should be in a winning position. I think what I'll do is I'll go for Flash Cannon into the Coco, and we'll Woodhammer the Gigalith here. Since over 2 turns of Woodhammering the Gigalith, we should be able to pick up a knockout. And I don't think there's anything that the Tapu Koko can really do in that time to really threaten too much onto us. The Dazzling Gleam is actually doing a lot of damage, and we haven't seen Life Orb, so that actually might be Specs Tapu Koko, which only provides a problem here because you get single target Dazzling Gleam now, but Woodhammer did chip into Berry range, actually almost KO'd us, but I'll be able to protect Tapu Bulu, got another turn of Grassy Terrain recovery, and then hopefully we should be able to take a Dazzling Gleam. Because yeah, I'm pretty certain this is Specs Tapu Koko. Yeah, so we'll get one more turn of recovery with Protect here, and then we'll see what happens next turn. Alright. Yeah, even if we're not able to take this, I still think we played the game pretty well, since it was all about finding what the, finding out how to knock out the Arcanine. And yeah, we'll take it. Very nice. Yeah, because after Nihilego went down, which I could have maybe protected that turn. Maybe it was getting a little bit too greedy trying to knock out the Arcanine. So, but from there, it was just like trying to find a way to knock out the Arcanine. I think Magnet Zone was probably our best win con there. So we had a pretty high rated Japanese player, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, not too much to say about that one. It was just a pretty clean, good game. Burn on Flare Blitz really didn't end up mattering too much there. I thought I wanted to bring Pheromosa that matchup, but I think I'm kind of happy I didn't, because either Raichu and Tapu Koko would be dealing like a lot of damage because they're outspeeding the Pheromosa, or you know, Sandstorm chip damage would break my Focus Sash. So a lot of things that could have gone wrong. But yeah, one of the really cool things I love about this team is the Nihilego set. The Nihilego is Wiki Berry Trick Room, so it's very, very bulky with Grassy Terrain and Intimidate. It can actually live a lot of things. It can live Garchomp Earthquake in Grassy Terrain. It can live Kartana Smart Strikes at -1, of course, but Even from some of the less offensively invested Kartanas, like the Assault Vest variants, you can live them at +0, so that's pretty cool as well. Alright, so this is a pretty interesting team. We got a team of Vikavolt, Tapu Lele, Slowbro, Pheromosa, Silvally, and Snorlax. Alright. So this is a matchup that I feel very, very comfortable bringing Bulu to again. I think Bulu is absolutely phenomenal in this matchup. The only thing I'm worried about potentially would be Pheromosa carrying like Poison Jab. So if we can play around that, that'd be good. He has Mosa Lele, which means I want to be careful about what I lead into this specifically. I think something along the lines of like Nihilego and Tapu Bulu might be okay, because I'll be able to get rid of Psychic Drain if he does lead Lele, which means that Nihilego should be able to then take a Psychic from the Tapu Lele, which is pretty good. I think Arcanine is pretty important in this matchup just to help deal with the Pheromosa a little bit better. Also gives us some good damage on the Vikavolt. And then, how do I want to beat the Snorlax? I think bringing Arachnid for Watarium Z, and then I also run Bug Bite as well, so I can always bite the berry off the Snorlax. So I think that's probably a pretty good bring as well in this matchup. Pheromosa could have been cool, as you know, Pheromosa hits the Snorlax, does hit the Lele and some other things on the team very hard, but I think there's some other threats that I want to deal with that would make me want to bring otherwise. Like if he gets into Trick Room, I have like no way to deal with the Snorlax if I don't bring Arachnid, I think. I'd have to make sure that Bulu is in the absolutely like correct spot. Alright, so we get Nihilego, Tapu Bulu into Tapu Lele and Slowbro. So this is a very, very positive lead matchup. I'm throwing Woodhammer damage on the Slowbro on turn 1, as well as Sludge Bomb damage onto the Tapu Lele, since he can't Psychic Nihilego for a knockout here, unless he's Choice Specs. So I still have Seed activated, I think. Yeah, he got the Psychic Seed, so that's fine. I'm still just going to go for a Woodhammer into the Slowbro and a Sludge Bomb into the Tapu Lele. I don't think there's too much you can necessarily do to punish this. He could be fast to Tapu Lele, and he could like target down the Tapu Bulu over 2 turns with Psychic and pick up a knockout, or with Moonblast rather. But that also means that the Tapu Lele is definitely faster than the Nihilego, which it isn't. And Slowbro doesn't protect, so alright, we're gonna see a Psychium Z. Let's see what I targeted. Nihilego won't be able to take this, I know that much, but Tapu Bulu probably will. We have a decent amount of bulk on the Bulu, and we are in Grassy Terrain instead of Psychic Terrain, so let's see if Bulu can take this, because that is what he targeted. Yeah, we're gonna live on 5 and then get the Figgy Berry activated, so that's absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, Tapu Bulu is so strong, it doesn't matter that Slowbro has a high defense, just pick up a pretty clean knockout there. Took a lot of health, a lot of recoil in the process, but that's definitely what we wanted there. We did not want Trick Room going up. And if he didn't bring Pheromosa, then we're probably in like a very, very good spot, since we just like took away his Trick Room option. Yeah, we're gonna see Vikavolt here, which kind of suggests to me that he probably does not have Pheromosa in the back, so that's definitely a positive. I'm gonna switch it into Arcanine here, start putting pressure on the Vikavolt rather. And I think I want to go for a... Is there any reason not to go for a Sludge Bomb? What could be in the back? Silvally, which could have like a random typing, but I'll just go for the guaranteed better damage output. Yeah, because Lele's not going to switch out, Lele's going to stay in here. And we'll get Arcanine on the field. Let's see if he protected Lele though. Maybe he has something crazy on Vikavolt that could help him out here. I know Sajin had a Vikavolt set earlier in the season that had some sort of ground move on it. I think it's Mud Shot. So let's see what Deagle decides to go for. Just for Bug Buzz. And Arcanine will eat that up pretty well. So he's going to have to start switching around here. He doesn't really have another choice. And I think I want to just double target the Lele here. Lele just protected last turn. I think Deagle probably protects here if it does have it. So I could also put some good damage on what is ever in the back, but he is just going to forfeit there. And rightfully so. I think that turn 1 was pretty devastating. Getting the Wood Hammer onto the Slowbro was pretty devastating since he did seem to bring a complete trickery mode there. Bulk on the Bulu, definitely paying off there, so definitely not going to complain about that. First battle did run a little bit long, and we are over 20 minutes now, so I'm going to cut it here, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back later in the week with another episode with this team, and that is really it, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.